What's up, y'all? This is Dr.SYN-Q coming at you with a lesson in counter-racism science. Hopefully, this will be constructive for you. I'm making this broadcast today in my attempt to counter the confusion that surrounds all of this conservative liberal BS. You got all these presidential candidates out here on the campaign trail doing their thing. Don't be fooled. The racist liberal differs from the racist conservative only in one way. The racist liberal is more deceitful and hypocritical than the racist conservative. He or she still uses props like hot sauce and fried chicken, sunglasses and saxaphones in their psychological war to win your mind. They will even use other victims of white supremacy as props in their photo shoots or when making appearances on the Breakfast Club. Both want power, but the racist liberal is one who has perfected the art of posing as his victim's friend and benefactor, and by winning your friendship and support, is still able to use you as a pawn and or a weapon in this political football game that's been going on since the refinement stage of white supremacy and was eloquently pointed out by our ancestor Malcolm X in 1963. This game is still constantly raging between the racist liberal and the racist conservative, and you in 2019 are still nothing to them but a political football. If you go to page 70 in the United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept Word Guide, it says conservative, racial conservative. Use this term to apply to any white person who speaks and or acts to maintain white supremacy racism by any effective means, directly or indirectly. Always ask questions when the word conservative is used. Then on page 203, racial liberal or liberal racial. Use this term to mean a white person who speaks and or acts to maintain white supremacy racism by using a greatly refined form of deceit. The deceit that is used by such persons is so refined that it is usually very acceptable, comfortable, and satisfying to the victims, non-white people. Also use it to mean any white person who seeks to maintain white supremacy through the use of a greatly refined deceit. Explanation. In a social material system dominated by white supremacy, a liberal is a refined white supremacist. The liberal racist, both male and females, oftentimes characterized by the following: handling, lending, and or granting money for curing specified physical and or social ills among non-white people, while making certain that none of the money is used effectively against white supremacy. Moving among non-white people as teachers of subjects that are interesting but not effective in helping non-white people to eliminate racism and or induce justice and correctness. Providing and encouraging various forms of entertainment that have the effect of diverting the attention of non-white people away from serious matters such as economics, education, politics, religion, sex, and war. Working closely with non-white people in a manner that he or she can watch and study them and control their thinking more directly and efficiently. Making suggestions to non-white people that are attractive but are functionally designed to indirectly make non-white people render better service to the system of white supremacy. Using religion as a means of division and deception and to gain greater influence over their victims, non-white people. Using sex and or anti-sex in any form that increases the influence of the white supremacists over the sexual conduct of their victims. Liberal racists, both male and female, promote racism by encouraging sexual activity with against non-white people. The liberal racist woman is skilled in promoting damaging influence among non-white people through the lustful presentation and use of her body. Using non-white people to fight any people, white or non-white, in such a manner that white supremacy racism is made stronger. Presenting themselves to non-white people as being people who are not really white in a racial sense, but who are Christian, Jew, Muslim, Marxist, aristocrat, etc. They do this to confuse non-white people. They do this to eliminate the question of whether a so-called liberal is or is not a white supremacist racist. They do this as a means of evading discussion of racism as it pertains to them. The so-called liberal racist will use some non-white people to do harm to some white people if he or she judges it to be necessary to help maintain, expand, and or especially refine the practice of white supremacy. The so-called liberal racist is an up-to-date racist. Liberal racists avoid petty and or nitpicking forms of racism. Liberal racists will kill and or intimidate those white people who practice more direct and obvious forms of racism with the intention of getting all white people to practice racism in a form that is more refined. The liberal white supremacist considers him or herself to be smarter than other white supremacists. The liberal white supremacists make plans for a world in which the victims of white supremacy, all non-white people, will come to enjoy white supremacy so much that they will never wish to exist in any way other than as subjects to the white supremacist racists. Note, the so-called liberal racists and conservative racists both have the same goal: to be liberal in the conservation of the system of white supremacy. racism. Thank you very much. Please, as it says, subscribe, like, comment, share. This is Dr. SYN-Q. Stay strong in the struggle to replace white supremacy with justice.